Valeria Leon now joins us live from Mexico. Valeria, can you give us an update on what the situation's like on the ground there?
Yeah, at the Mexico-Guatemala border, migrants demand legal passage into Mexico in order to reach the U.S., something the Mexican officials have refused. But just a few hours ago, migrants asked again the Mexican government for permission to pass. But after the government said no, many migrants tried to cross the river, as we're watching right now, into Mexico. This was followed by a full-on military operation by Mexico's National Guard against caravan migrants. But some of them made it into Mexico without being intercepted by the National Guard. And while Mexican authorities have sought a solution by inviting migrants to stay in the country, Mexico's president is trying to stop this caravan to continue their journey to the U.S. by offering jobs in Mexico. Already more than 1,000 migrants have decided to try Mexico, and they were escorted into the country. Although it's still unclear what sort of work Mexico had in mind for the migrants, this is considering that half the Mexican population is poor and millions are unemployed. But in his morning press conference, the President López Obrador said they want to be turned back, and he pledged to find work for some of them in the border region, along with access to medical attention and some shelters. Also, Mexico's president confirmed this morning that his government is monitoring the caravan's movements.
Okay, given the response there from the Mexican president and all of the pressure from US President Donald Trump as well to manage the migration situation in Latin America and up towards the US border, how might this situation strain the relationship or perhaps bolster the relationship between Mexico and the US?
Well, what we can see, or what we're expecting to pass, is what happened last year. More than 4 migrant caravans tried to cross through Mexico to reach the U.S., but they got stuck on the border as President Trump sent troops in order to stop the flow of undocumented migrants. Just a few months ago, Mexico faced tariff threats by U.S. President Trump if it didn't crack down on Central American migrants making their way through the country to the U.S. border. In response, Mexico deployed thousands of National Guard troops to both borders, and as a result, crossings into the U.S. decreased dramatically. So what we're expecting is a response from the U.S., and maybe Mexico will have to deport or be tougher in deploying its National Guard.
Valeria, thanks very much for that. Valeria Leon from Mexico City for us there.